and both of them can get away and get what they need to get done. One more look at the draft here, and it is indeed a gold lane Esmeralda and then an XP lane CC. Either way, could be shuffled up. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go into our game number 3. Who's gonna get back on track and find momentum mid-series?
Right now, it looks like the goal for Team Philippines is try to take away as much farm from Team Malaysia as they can. And for Team Malaysia, honestly, it's just surviving because eventually the Lunox as well as the Yusen Shin will be able to do a lot of damage on the front line as well as the back. So what Team Malaysia really has to do is just make sure it's fast. And looks like already seeing a little bit of reason why this Selena is picked up is to make sure this Yusen Shin actually farms out very fast. So maybe Team Malaysia, they will pick up a more defensive kind of rotation where the Selena stays close to the jungle, not to protect, but just to make sure the Yusen Shin gets everything very, very fast.
So already we're seeing Team Malaysia change the way they play this compared to how Team Philippines did in game number 1. Lafella, got a question since there's not much action breaking out yet. What's heavier on the Yusen Shin to share farm with? A Melissa or a Lunox?
I would say a Melissa because Lunox at level 4 might not have enough damage to kill, but at least is somewhat of a kill threat. So I believe between the two, the Lunox is a little bit more forgiving.
That's what happened in game number 1. The Melissa on Perez just kind of weighed down on Team Philippines. So let's see if it's true. If Queenie can actually even help Afrina get to a critical mass when it comes to her item build. So far, Afrina rotating down to the bottom lane, getting a EXP crab there. Top lane is where the action is kind of light. The Esmeralda versus Lunox, the dance. These teams are early to the turtle pit. 10 seconds, well, even before.
Yep. Although I would say for Team Malaysia, it does make a little bit of sense. This Selena, I'm guessing in her emblem set, does have that Season Hunter, making it so that this Season Shin farms up very fast. Amoris already hits level 4, but it's okay for Hanis. As a Selena, you don't really need all those levels. It helps, but it's not fully necessary. Looks like Amoris already took quite a lot of damage on this. Hold on. Oh. Looking at Perez. Perez taking quite a lot. Afrina and Anis try to take down the Esmeralda.
And they are going to, wow, get over and secure the turtle. Perez dancing around, forcing Aliyah to use that revitalize. Vivero very low. Flicker in by Farisha. She draws first blood.
Nice. By Farisha. Sounds like something you would hear over at TikTok. Might be a thing.
Sounds like a 10-year-old meme.
Hey, it is pretty much a 10-year-old meme. But yeah, Team Malaysia gets on the board, getting the kill as well as the turtle. Fast rotations all around. Looks like Queenie was able to arrive to the scene as well. Able to get a... okay. Well, match will resume right now.
No harm, no foul. We're okay.
As we saw, Hani is there dealing damage to Perez. Should be fine.
Yep, I mean, she got chunked down to about a third of her health, but looking at the player cam, she seems to be okay with it. Back to regular programming, as they say.
Yep. I feel like that was good on Queenie, able to get some form of extra farm with the assist because she was having quite difficulties going up against Perez pre-level 4. Now level 4 should be completely fine. Team Malaysia 1,000 ahead, so it looks like Team Philippines have not been able to establish a lot of dominance in the jungle. Afrina gets free farm, essentially. Not a lot of rotations coming in from Team Philippines. Looks like the game has slowed down just a little bit and everyone's playing just a little bit more honest.
Oh, just as you say, Team Philippines suffers another loss. The trap on Hanis finds Al Puerto. She almost got away with it too. And I was about to say, as long as it's quiet like this, Team Malaysia should be happy. It benefits them in the long run, but if they're getting free kills along the way, why not?
Yep. It looks like they will be helping out Queenie just a little bit so that she can get out of the lane because this Lunox is very much needed in the upcoming turtle fight because she is the real shredder for Team Malaysia to take down Vivero, to take down Alpreto, even Perez if Perez ends up joining into the fight. So Team Malaysia, we're already seeing the Arlet not having a good time going up against the CC, but somehow able to heal up.
El Puerto finds Queenie, forces a brilliance. Hanis dodging on through, dashes, falling Star Moon from Perez. Looking to get the damage on a Queenie. She still had her flicker. Amores dealing some damage here. Alia looking for that unbreakable. Perez stays the course, dances around Queenie. Nowhere else for her to go. Diagon, one-on-one versus Farisha. Turtle's not going anywhere.
Yep, mistake coming in from a Queenie. Even though she tried to heal up from the minions, but Perez was relatively healthy enough to just move forward. So she got to make sure she doesn't make that mistake again, because with that, Team Philippines are back in control of the turtle, and it looks like should be able to get this for free. Whereas Team Malaysia, the setup, it just didn't come true just because Queenie got caught.
Turtle apiece, each side at 5 minutes. LaFell, because of how slow the game has been going, it feels like it's been longer than 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It feels like they've been trying to do so much with the small margins that they've been finding. And it's Team Malaysia who actually gets the first turret down, bottom lane.
Yeah, and it's over to the Yusin Shi and Afrina. This is what she really wants. Looks like able to hit onto the Kimi. Amoris is able to get away. Does have to use the Purify though, but yeah, Ani's on this Selena. It's starting to look pretty good because the arrows have been keep on hitting, and it's been hitting the right targets.
Relatively low commitment on Hanis' Selena to even force out Purifies like that. Throws out an arrow on the disengage. Looking at the items now, it's 3.2k on Queenie versus Perez's 3.5. So safe to say, post-laning phase, Perez is happy with the results.
Yeah, looking at the level as well, looks like Perez has a small lead. Queenie might get level 8 off of that minion, but it looks like Team Philippines, they want to engage onto Queenie here.
They find her once again, forcing a brilliance early on. Mount Shocker by Afrina, looking to use that turtle boat defensively. Team Philippines respect the clapback from Malaysia.
And it's a good thing Malaysia don't try to fight back, because you know you have that urge, considering that a lot of burst is on your side, but not really yet. You need some items, because I saw earlier, Queenie only having that Genius 1 is okay at clearing the minions and good at, you know, securing kills. But from full HP to 0, not just yet. You might need 2 or maybe 3 more items.
Looking for a power spike. Could come in at the 8 or 9 minute mark. So far, Perez able to go 3v1. Team Malaysia not committing too much to that engagement. Look at the long lane. That is slow work by Diagon on that turret. Alongside a wave. Mount Shocker exposes her. Afrina knows. Anis with the traps, allowing Team Malaysia to rush this turtle take.
Yep, able to get that pretty quickly. And Team Malaysia, looks like what they were looking for was actually Purify. Speaking of, looks like Vivero was caught. So Team Malaysia gets a kill off of that.
Team Malaysia, 2 for 1. Forcing El Puerto out of there. Farisha misses the final slash, but her job has already been done. Amores firing off Aliyah at about half health. It seems like Team Philippines find it hard to find safe engagements. They're always in and out, in and out. Team Malaysia's firepower and, again, on-demand crowd control are such lethal weapons.
Yeah, and this also shows why Gato Kacha is such an amazing hero in the current meta, where one of the rare heroes that can still use a revitalize, so that even if someone gets taken down, you've used all your abilities. There's no more crowd control, no nothing. You're still healing them back up. And that is something that is very rare in the current meta. Before this, quite a lot of heroes can use it. Now, honestly, not so much.
Look at this. Perez catches a face full of Mountain Shocker. Farisha dancing around. It's weird for the Esmeralda to have finally come through, because I get why Team Malaysia doesn't like it. Diagon with the vengeance. Trading out with Hanis. Again, that was a 2v1 to begin with. But Team Philippines, what was the plan with that engagement?
Yeah, I think Hanis has gotten a bit under their skin with this Selena, so trying to force out that kill, but I feel like it is kind of not worth it, because you gave one over to Queenie, and between Hanis and Queenie is the one that really needs the farm. Hanis just needs to be around.
So that was a successful rage bait by Team Malaysia.
There you go.
Forcing Team Philippines to engage when there was very little payoff from finding payback. Bottom lane worked on by Afrina. Again, that's a slow push. Up top though, Perez and Vivero dancing around Farisha. The Puissance has already been used. Amores, will she provide cover fire? Not gonna be able to help. Alia dancing on through, forcing Vivero to use that revitalize. AOG on out. Alberto unable to find target. Finds Queenie, forces her to use that brilliance. Traded out for with Perez. All right, I think that is mission abort. Like, without Perez, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I would say despite that, long battle, for both teams only really losing one, Perez as well as Anis, which I feel like for both teams, they're relatively okay with. For Team Philippines, the real target that you want is definitely Afrina. If you get Queenie, you're pretty happy as well. For Team Malaysia, you want to get Amores and El Puerto. So for both teams, they tried to get what they wanted, not really able to do so, but still, as long as you minimize the damage, they're relatively okay. But Team Philippines, they got to be careful of this one. This is one of the added advantage when you have a Lunox on your team, which is you can burst it down very, very fast. So Team Philippines, the moment they show someone in side lanes, Team Malaysia might send either Alia or Farisha to zone someone away. Afrina and Queenie will just burst it right under your noses.
Afrina taking care of her purple first, and then might fully engage on this Lord. The dance initiated by Team Malaysia. Diago taking care of that Little Wanderer. Team Malaysia, I'll tell you now, looking at the spread of their heroes, has better control of this turtle pit, even on a macro level.
Yep. Considering that Afrina is level 15, should have the advantage, but Afrina is taking way too much damage from the Lord. She has to be careful here. Maybe for Team Malaysia, they just got to wait for a good engage from Anis. If the Abyssal Arrow hits onto a key target, then maybe they can go for it now. Afrina sees all members of Team Philippines. It looks like for both teams, they're just waiting for someone to make a move.
El Puerto dashing in and out, unable to find an entry. Alia comes in, uses that Revitalize, gets popped by Amores. Farisha running away from 3. Might get taken down, double kill for Amores. And now it's 3v5. Team Philippines working their way towards an advantageous position. Alberto focusing on the Lord, gets the retribution. And now the All-Star continues. One more for Amores. Hani's down.
Oh, Queenie jumps back in, but looks like Team Philippines will disengage. Team Malaysia, both Ali as well as Farisha, try to execute the combo of just getting endless vengeance. But looks like, again, Team Philippines, they have a lot of answers towards this Arlet. And now Team Malaysia, they are in a bit of trouble. 1,600 gold for Team Philippines. And again, the lineup for Malaysia, they don't have a lot of wave clear. So once Team Philippines has some form of advantage, they can honestly get quite a lot of turrets with this Lord.
Lord in the bottom lane, El Puerto up top. The rest of the ladies of Team Philippines rotating around. Pressure where it's most needed. The long lanes, the side lanes is where Team Malaysia have to face off against Team Philippines, who's relatively built now. Nice catch onto Diagon. Final slash puts her underneath at tier 3. Free pickoff.
Yep. It was good on Farisha to actually get that. Perez is still doing her job, which is just to zone out Team Malaysia. I would say all the success when it comes to the team fight is off of Perez. Even though you see her kitty is just 1, 1, and 2, but this Esmeralda is doing such a good job to make sure that Queenie, Afrina, as well as Hanis is not really in the fray. So whenever Alia and Farisha goes in, it's essentially a 2v4. If you're looking at the numbers, 1 holding up against 3, that's a good trade.
I think that's one of the main strengths of an Esmeralda ever since her competitive debut and peak, where she would go up against the Uranus, because whoever would fully commit and send more heroes to answer to the Esmeralda was the loser. Again, macro-wise, there are ways to mitigate for that, but here we're seeing that now. Perez is forcing Team Malaysia to answer to her, and that's what allowed Team Philippines to move around and gain parts of the map, even if, on paper, Malaysia has better macro.
So now Team Malaysia, they got to make a decision whether whenever they see Perez jumping in, do they want to go all in and taking down this Esmeralda, or split the fight and let Farisha and Alia find some kind of backline like a Morris.
Alia flushed out of that Y brush. Traction pulse thrown out. AOG used defensively. In comes Farisha, dashing on between the softies, and Farisha gets bit down by Team Philippines. That's a free pickoff. Perez still looking for someone to dance with. Looking for the jump. Falling Star Moon on the 3. Alia, Hanis, Afrina sent back. They're going to continue and try to penetrate, looking for this push on the bottom lane inhibitor. Team Philippines make it in.
Yeah, 1 hit and actually quite a lot of damage onto Amores. But yeah, so right now for Team Philippines, they're the one rage baiting. They're like raw, trying to make it so that Farisha dives in, try to go for that kill. And you can see why, because it's a very fast engage, quite a lot of damage, but she herself can't take too much damage, especially when Amores does have that Sky Piercer, might be able to get a kill. At this point, probably about 30 stacks or maybe 20. So Team Malaysia, as much as it's Farisha's job, just to dive in, do a lot of damage, is not going to help the team out if it's forever a 4v5. They got to make it so that they split Team Philippines up, not the other way around.
I think it's still doable. With a 3,000 gold lead, it's doable. But the map is not on their side. Long lane is the lane that got penetrated. That is where permanent damage is dealt constantly via waves. Mount Shocker, I think that's go time. Vengeance onto Diagon. AOG, they find Queenie in the back line. Aaliyah with the Revitalize. Farisha doing her best. Final slash already used up. Alberto with a double kill. Amores gets another. Aaliyah off the map. It's just Hanis and Afrina left.
Yeah, Frina so far, at this point, she might be full build, but unable to really dish out a damage. Now with a Malefic Roar, I wonder if this is going to be enough to defend against Team Philippines here. Team Philippines jump in.
Perez dancing around. Alberto finds Hanis. It's just Afrina. She had the farm. She had a great time spiking up to the late game, but not against 5 members of Team Philippines. Looking to crack another inhibitor. Up top, Immortality on. Vivero falls. Afrina traceless through. The base gonna be up next. They can't clear. Game 3 goes to Team Philippines.